Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Rivals of Aether 2. The game is finally out. Well, they're doing the free week right now, but the game is essentially out, and I'm going to be doing a video series where I talk about every single character in this game and just my first impressions of how good I think they are. Now, it should be noted that this isn't a tutorial, this isn't objective, these are all just very early day one impressions, what I think of these characters, where I would place them on a tier list, and how I expect their meta to evolve, starting off with today's character of Kragg. So obviously Kragg is going to be one of our two heavy archetypes in the game currently, and he actually used to be the heaviest character in the game, but they ended up switching him and Loxodon's weight in the most recent patch, so now he's going to be sitting at a humble second place, but obviously still very good in that aspect. And like a heavy character, he is also going to be filling that traditional grappler role with his neutral special as well as his special pummel. So if you don't know, Rivals has a normal pummel and a special pummel. They also have a normal attack and a special get-up attack. Basically everything you can do in this game, there's a normal version of it and there's a special version of it. But Kragg's special throw is very good because it effectively just gives you cargo throw. So you have cargo throw, you have an aerial command grab with your neutral special, you also have a grounded command grab with your neutral special if the block is already out. So you're going to be filling that grappler archetype pretty well. The only real downside of it is that he actually doesn't get a ton off the grab, aside from when he does get the command special or he gets that neutral special. Then when they're in the block, you are able to combo out of that. But his normal grabs, you're not going to be doing anything crazy unless they have like really bad DI on up throw and down throw. You might be able to get some stuff. And forward throw and back throw are eventually going to be killing, but they are no means the strongest kill throws in the world. So for Kragg, he is definitely going to be fitting that grappler archetype, but that's not where he's going to be making a majority of his money. Editing proof block. After playing the game a little bit more, I do think that I undervalued how good Kragg's command grab is, specifically in the air, because you take this character that in the air has moves like up air, back air, nair, down air, which are all combo tools. The only aerial that he has that isn't a combo tool is forward air, which is a kill tool. So when he's above you, you're typically going to be pretty scared, and Kragg is a fast falling character, and then he has this command grab out of nowhere that gives him positioning of the stage and almost guarantees that you're going to be either above him or off stage, unless the Kragg player is trying to do something saucy, throwing you down for some cheese there. But then you're in a forced tech chase situation. You're basically just forced into a bad position, and Kragg has access to that at all times, even if the ball isn't out on the field. If the ball is out on the field, I say the ball because I've been playing the soccer skin, I mean the rock, it doesn't matter. If Kragg is in the air, he can grab you in your shield. You aren't safe. You can be reversed the command grab as well. The hitbox forward is a little bit precise, but when it can rip you out of shields versus a character like Kragg, who is a heavy that all of his aerials combo or kill, I'd say it's pretty justified that the hitbox isn't great. So how does Kragg get his damage? And there's going to be two main ways. There's going to be his normal combos, and there's going to be the block combos. So we'll talk about all the block stuff in just a sec, but let's talk about those fundamental Kragg combo routes first. And Kragg is going to be a character that is going to be vertically comboing you. He wants you to be above him. His main combo tools are going to be moves like nair, back air, specifically back air is a broken combo tool, and up air as well, just chaining into itself. His advantage state there is going to be incredibly strong, and there's many ways that he can actually get you above him, but the main one is going to be up tilt, whether it just be a raw up tilt, you can confirm jab into up tilt, dash attack into up tilt. It is a little bit more tricky now because they recently adjusted the hitbox to make it smaller, but still, once that up tilt hits and your opponent is sent above Kragg, then he is going to have a field. Again, specifically with those back airs, you're going to be able to find a ton of value there, and you're going to be able to end your confirm and pretty much everything you want. You can go for a command grab, you can go for a traditional forward air, which is a very strong move, by the way. You can go for a down air to try to reset them with a tech chase, or you can go for a down special to also try to reset them with a tech chase, but just add a little bit more bravado on the end there. So Kragg is a vertical combo character. He wants you to be above him, and when you are above him, it is just such a bad time, and that's when he doesn't have the projectile. So let's talk about that aforementioned projectile. The rock is going to be probably the most important part of Kragg's kit, because not only is it just straight up a projectile allowing him to control space that he wouldn't be able to otherwise, but the projectile itself is just like unbelievably broken. This thing is basically just gyro on Kragg. You can combo it into itself both vertically and horizontally. It controls space on the stage because you can't run through it, so you can use it to cover a roller. I guess stop them from rolling. You can use it to control space on a platform, especially when you combine that with the wall. This character is basically Steve Jr., just stopping you from being in certain zones. And the fact that you can do that little B throw with it, where he just kind of hucks it up forward, doesn't throw it super far, a bit of an overhand, and it said that the perfect height where you can immediately re-catch it off of a jump and then just throw it again. It just makes it so when you are off stage and Kragg does that, he has so many different angles that he can throw the rock at. He can throw it down. He can throw it again with that little limp angle, so it just hits you. He can throw it straight at you. There's just so much variety that he has with his projectile, and it's such a scary projectile as well. It's not one of those things where you can just tank it off stage. No, if you get hit by this rock at 70, 80% off stage, even at an earlier percentage, you're probably not making it back. It makes Kragg's threat range so much bigger, and it makes his combo game so much better. This move literally does it all. And the final pro that I want to touch on is that Kragg's recovery is actually deceptively good. Now, if you're being lazy with it, then obviously it's not super great. You get caught standing on that pillar, you're going to die at any percent. But if you are smart about it, you use your side B and your up B resources well, you're going to be able to make it back to stage pretty much every single time. And when you add the fact that he's one of the heaviest characters in the game, it just makes the longevity of this character much higher than the average of the cast. So to summarize the pros, he's got a really solid recovery. Rock is one of the best projectiles I've seen in like any fighting game, and he's got an amazing vertical and horizontal advantage state, taking his opponent left to right, top to bottom. It really doesn't matter. And I should also add that he's just like a really solid killer as well, with moves like forward air, the smash attacks, the command grab. He's not really going to be struggling to take that stock. So with all that said, this sounds like an amazing character, and he is pretty good, but now we have to get into the cons, and let's just start with the super obvious one, which is going to be that he is a pretty big character. He's one of the biggest characters, the second biggest character specifically in the game, so it's obviously going to be way easier to combo him than it would be versus a character like Maple versus a character like Fleet. He's going to get clipped by a lot more stuff, but he's also going to be living a lot longer to hopefully balance that out. I think a big con of Kragg is the fact that his kit is so susceptible to parrying. Now, obviously, this is going to be on the Kragg player to mix up their timings, but with moves like neutral specials, down specials, side special, it is very easy to react to them coming at you. And with neutral special, you parry it, it reflects the block back at Kragg. Now he's in the disadvantage. While you have invincibility, you can hit the block fragments at him as well. It just turns the tables completely from a situation where Kragg that he's going to be kind of owning you to a situation where he is going to be in that heavy disadvantage. Another really big problem that Kragg has is if you manage to actually grab him, or rather combo him while he's holding the block. If you hit Kragg and he's holding the block, he's just going to die if you are competent at this game, because it just adds so much hit stun to the character. He literally just cannot do anything in the combos, and then you have to throw the rock once you get sent off stage. Now you're in a really bad spot to recover from. It's just an absolute nightmare. So if you are a Kragg player, be very careful when you pick up that rock, because if you even get clipped by any hitbox, that's probably the last time you're going to play that stock. So with all of that being said, how good do I think Kragg is? And I think this character is pretty good. I would have him somewhere in that 3 to 5 range. I could see him being a little bit lower than 5, though I do think that's a bit pessimistic, but I definitely wouldn't put him higher than the 3rd best character in the game. He's got a stellar advantage state as well as an amazing kill potential, so you're going to be taking stocks very fast and very early. Combine that with probably being the best character in the game at just living with that weight and that recovery. This is going to be someone that you have to deal with a lot. There's going to be a lot of encounters that you have to take versus Kragg in the neutral, and every single one of them that you mess up, you're going to be taking a massive punishment for it. But this is also going to be a character with some very explicit flaws. You know, you get caught with the rock, it's an error on the Kragg's part, but you're going to die. Same thing off stage. If you make a small mistake there, you're just going to explode. You're also going to have the fact that straight up he is just a big boy. He's a lot bigger than the other characters in this game, so he's going to be a lot easier to combo than other characters in this game. That is a factor that needs to be considered, especially in a game like Rivals, where the combo states are already crazy and the game hasn't even come out yet. So yeah, I think Kragg, pretty decent character, definitely towards the top echelon of the game. I do think as the game progresses, it's only going to get harder and harder for him just because people are going to be hitting harder, but he himself is also going to be hitting harder, and he's already hitting pretty damn hard. And with that, I thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This sport has been absolutely unreal as late. If there's anything I left out, got wrong, or if you don't want to say hi, leave a comment down below. Let me know which character I should do next, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!